Dominated the Australian motocross and supercross circuits, but last weekend's round of the Aussie titles in Sydney was his final fling. Dack has been plagued by injury and bad luck for the past 12 months. Andy Raymond was one of the thousands in attendance to bid farewell to the Dack attack.
It happens so regularly in sport, injuries shortening an athlete's career. And last weekend at Sydney's Parramatta Speedway, the sporting fraternity bid farewell to another star, motorcycling's Craig Dack. There was silence in the pit enclosure before the event, but the crowd had remembered and were ready for the Dack attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dack attack, Craig Dack!
Memories of yesteryear came storming back. His 4 Mr. Motocross championships and countless national titles meant nothing as he thought about the job at hand.
The most satisfying results have been in motocross races because it's a sport where it requires so much stamina, so much conditioning. I mean, the guy who wins a motocross race is the guy who's toughest on the day, the guy who's the fastest, the guy who's the strongest, a whole compilation of things to win a motocross race.
His first race of the night didn't go to plan. A year full of injuries had taken their toll. He missed the start but fought his way through the field to qualify for the semi-finals.
I didn't feel as good as I have done in the past because I've had to take probably 4 weeks off prior to that race of even riding or training to try and at least get my arms to some sort of point where they're not going to give me too much pain in the race. So I hadn't ridden up to that race for 3 or 4 weeks, so I didn't really feel that comfortable on the bike.
His semi-final was a virtual carbon copy of the heat race. Another missed start, but again he came through the field to transfer to the main event. This was to be the most memorable of all his races. There were many in his 11-year career, but the indoor events at such venues as the Sydney Entertainment Centre and Melbourne Tennis Centre were special to him. That was where the prestige was.
Every indoor race I've been to have been very exciting. In Melbourne this year, I had a problem. I didn't qualify for the final. And I sat up in the stands and I just watched the final. And I was really amazed at the action and the intensity of the whole thing.
Only 15 laps separated him from retirement. Again, he missed the start. American Eddie Warren and veteran Glenn Bell were the quickest out of the gate. Dack struggled to keep up with the early pace and fell back to the main bunch. As the race wore on, it was evident he wasn't 100%. A near fall at half distance pushed him back to the fringe of the top 10. Warren edged out Bell for the win, but the vocal fans were saving their biggest applause for Dack, finishing a disappointing 11th, but still the crowd favourite. Dack's disappointment turned to celebration in the pit. It was the official changing of the guard. But what's next? He's hopeful of venturing into the world of four-wheelers, most likely touring cars.
I think the benefits for motorcycle riders going into car racing is the fact that they've been racing all these years with just 2 wheels underneath them and no cage around them. And when you hit the ground, it hurts. Whereas in a car, you feel almost invincible in some ways because you have a big shell around, you have a lot more protection.
It wasn't the perfect night, but it was a night that had been planned for a long time.
I'm happy, really. It's been a decision I've been making over the past several months, and I've really accepted it quite good now that, I'm moving into a whole new area of my life, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Andy Raymond reporting for Sportsworld.